Well, it's hardly been the joyful start to the year that we might have hoped for with these catastrophic fires. But our thoughts, of course, go out to all of those people, those rural communities that have been affected by these fires, and also to feel grateful for the fantastic work done by the rural fire services across the country. But of course, from the perspective of the Alliance, we've been thinking about what are the short, medium, long-term interventions that really have to happen to support rural communities and the health of those communities. So the Alliance has actually put together some really good resources for anybody who's needing some advice on where to go. So it's really about directing people to the sorts of resources that they might need to manage their health. It's also important that workforce planning and implementation takes place in a really helpful sort of way. We welcome the government's $76 million package to address long-term mental health issues. However, we really have to make sure that the counsellors and psychologists that want to be able to work in the bushfire affected areas can actually get there and do that work, but also we want those people to actually be able to stay for the longer term, because the issues around mental health are not going to be something that will go away in the short term. In the long term, action has to be taken on climate change. The Alliance is prepared for that in terms of we now have a position statement on climate and health, and that has to be part of the overall strategy for reducing carbon emissions. It has to be the overall strategy about how Australians adapt to a new climate and the health consequences of that. So this is something that we're going to be addressing over the coming year, is to ensure that government understands our position on that. To that end, we'll be hosting a Parliamentary Friends event. So we've got members of Parliament who will be coming along and listening to a range of speakers who are going to be talking about the links between climate and health.